Gospel and Homily for the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord, Year A. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan to be baptized by John. John tried to dissuade him. "It is I who need baptism from you," he said, "and yet you come to me." But Jesus replied, "Leave it like this for the time being. It is fitting that we should in this way do all that righteousness demands." At this, John gave in to him. As soon as Jesus was baptized, he came up from the water, and suddenly the heavens opened, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and coming down on him. And a voice spoke from heaven, "This is my Son, the Beloved. My favor rests on him." The Gospel of the Lord. It seems to me that however far they have distanced themselves from the church, most parents still want baptism for their children. It may be for reasons which fall short of the ideal, such as pressure from grandparents or to secure a place in the Catholic school. I've even heard parents say, "It's time we got the baby done." However, if we all looked into our conscience, could any of us say, hand on heart, that our motives for doing anything of value were always whiter than white? The first reading today says, "He does not break the crushed reed nor quench the wavering flame." Now, I think that could easily apply to parents seeking baptism for their children. There are times when our faith is tried and tested, like now with what's going on in Europe, a war in Europe, a wave of strikes, exorbitant utility bills, and chaotic scenes in hospitals. Even the church may seem a rather impersonal place for some. At least we've got the Warm Hub and the Panto coming up. In today's reading from Isaiah, it says, "I have taken you by the hand and formed you." Perhaps as a Catholic community, we need, as it were, to take more people by the hand and encourage them in their wavering faith, especially when parents apply for their children's baptism. Having said that, I don't think that baptism of children should be trivialized in any way, where commitment to the church is just hit and miss. Baptism, as you all know, is aligned with entry into the church, where our faith is nourished and indeed strengthened. If children are not exposed to Sunday Mass, then Mass in the school or even RE lessons will be mostly academic. Sunday Mass is very much part and parcel of being a Catholic Christian. The Catholic ethos of the school will only be as good as the ecclesial faith of the children and staff which comprise the school community. Otherwise, it verges on window dressing. Some parents mistakenly think that putting off baptism until children are old enough to decide in their own time is the way to proceed, the way forward. To me, now, that's a fallacy. Children are hardly going to decide for Christ if their links with the church which Christ founded are rather tenuous. Faith is not nourished in a vacuum. For the seeds of baptism to grow, children need to feel part of a community of faith from the beginning, remembering the words of our Lord, "Come to me." He said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not stop them." Have we ever let our children or grandchildren down in this regard? We know that peer pressure can often cause secondary school pupils to sidestep Mass. It's another form of bullying which rarely gets mentioned. In my experience, the happiest teenagers are those who belong to faith groups like Youth 2000, or who join the swell of young people who go to Walsingham each summer or attend religious festivals like Celebrate and really enjoy them. Bishop Mark O'Toole from Cardiff, who attended one of these weekends last year, said, "I was struck by the joy and enthusiasm of so many young people in their faith." So then, the upheavals which we encounter in our day-to-day lives at present, such as strikes, war in Europe, COVID side effects or after effects, exorbitant utility bills and the NHS on a knife edge, might be just the wake-up call we all need to prioritise what's important in our lives right now, such as a lively baptismal faith for us and our children, which will sustain us in every difficulty. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you all.